Hello and welcome back to episode 44 in the Temporal Adventures of Lobsang Blood. In the last episode, we started a conference to look into anti-Borg strategies among the Alpha Quadrant powers, the Klingons, the Cardassians, the Defiri, and others. And in the middle of it, Ejem Hadar came through the wormhole, attacked, and boarded the station, leaving us fleeing here to Bajor, where we are part of a picket force along with some Cardassian ships sent by Councillor Garrick. It's now time to see what Starfleet Command has in store for us this time.
We've evacuated everyone we could to Bajor, and we're setting up a base there to coordinate our counterattack against the Dominion. I won't lie to you, though. It's not gonna be easy. We were caught completely off guard by Karakan and his fleet, and the Bajorans are none too pleased to have house guests. We must balance the needs of the civilian populace with those of the Starfleet and Klingon forces currently on the surface. Starfleet needs all the help it can get planet-side right now. Transport down to our staging area on Bajor. You'll find me there. Captain Kurland will join us as soon as he can.
All right, Commander. Message received. This will get some experience points, some expertise, or as usual, and the 10 shroud generators, Jem'Hadar armor, which would go well because we got the Polaron full auto rifle last time, so that would help with the set, or a kit. I think we're going to go with the armor, just so we can start getting the set. I currently equipped the gun while I was waiting, but we'll take that mission. And Darcy, you're in command. Welcome to the city of Hathon, Admiral Ludd. Commander Messia Chabi asked me to inform you when you arrive. She's waiting for you in her office at the Starfleet base. I'll put the coordinates on your pad. All right, thank you. She said this was urgent, so I better get there on the double, eh? Thank you for the directions. Plan's pretty. This looks familiar. I think we came here in the Mirror Universe. Oh, that's right. This is where where the orb was. That's right. The orb's in there. I have to go down this way. Excuse me. Excuse me, please. Excuse me. Whoop. Starfleet business coming through. Excuse me. Commander Messi. Down. What can I do for you?
Time is short.
Welcome to Bajor. This will serve as our base of operations while we work to retake DS9. I need you to give me your best here. Everyone needs to be in top shape for the counterattack on DS9, but before that can happen, we need to make sure our base is fully operational. We're guests here on Bajor, but the locals don't view us that way. I thought that Bajor joining the Federation would be a step in the right direction, but the Bajorans in this city seem to think this is the second coming of the Cardassian occupation. Be on your best behavior and try to do all you can to smooth some of the ruffled feathers. A civilian uprising is a headache I don't need. I'll have something for you later. Report to Lieutenant Jirel Kev first. She'll know what tasks are most critical. Sure, okay, Commander. Myself, Fleet Admiral Ludd, will indeed report to Lieutenant. This goes to show it's not the rank, it's the position sometimes. Everything okay, technician? What's up? Commander, HL has assigned me to make Starfleet systems compatible with the existing Bajoran ones, and it's not easy. We've been slowly upgrading all of the computer networks on the planet since Bajor joined the Federation, but with the wars it's been a lower priority target. Work in mainly rural areas like Hathorn have not been completed yet. Now we're going to have to scramble to get the work done as quickly as possible. Why are we in an area that wasn't upgraded? This is what the Bajorans offered us. The capital city has limited space, and other regional centres are in mountainous regions that might have prevented us from bringing down as many shuttles and other large pieces of equipment that we need. Hathorn is a mostly agricultural area. The tech is a little out of date, but there's lots of wide open spaces and a steady stream of foodstuffs. Also, there's been some population drift from this area to the cities. There are some buildings that we could repurpose without displacing any of the current residents. Fair enough, technician. Carry on. Lieutenant Cav?
How can I help you?
Great to see you. We can use all the help we can get here. The attack on DS9 has put everything here into a tailspin. We're setting up a base to coordinate the campaign to take the station back, but it's slow going. This area of the city is older and doesn't have the infrastructure we need. Good thing we have talented officers like you who know how to whip up a few technical miracles. Yep, good job indeed.
Do you need something?
I'm going to take the science option of walking wounded. Or should I take the... I'm going to take the science option of the walking wounded. There are a lot of officers here that were wounded in the attack on Deep Space Nine. USS Pasteur was helping with the triage, but their sickbay overflowing and they need to send some of the patients back here. I need a trained science officer to escort those patients from the transporter room to the infirmary here. I don't want anyone getting lost or aggravating an injury. The faster we get our officers back on their feet, the faster we can retake DS9. Okay, well, I am certainly a science officer, even if I'm now a command officer. So, get over to this beam-in point as quickly as we can, taking in as much of the city as we can, because who knows when we'll be back. Because we like to help wherever possible. Okay, Chief, transport those injured officers here. Can you get me to sick bay? Yep. Come on. Right, follow me. Are there more? No, just you? Okay. Come on. Sorry, shouldn't. Don't be messing around a little bit. Go, come on. Come on, keep those knees up. You can do it. Come on. Up, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2. Those knees up. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, this is your last one. You hear me? Luckily, we're right here. Oh, we can do that. Let's see what the Starfleet one is. Because that one's kind of boring. Can we help one person in? That's more for a junior officer sort of thing. You know?
I'm here to help.
Let's try that aggressive assimilation. I'll send one of my junior officers from my ship to help ferry the people. There's a lot of hostility from the population, and unfortunately some of our Klingon guests have been responding in kind. We don't need trouble, but I don't want to get the militia involved. This should be something we can handle on our own. Could you go out and calm a few of these hotheads down? So yes, I certainly can, because, you know, I'm an admiral. That's more my speed. Okay, let's see about calming some of these people down. Blood to Edax. Tamet, can you beam down and help get some injured people from the transporter room to sickbay here? The transporter chief will mark where you need to go on the pad. Blood out. Start off by checking these checkpoints. Everything good here? Yep, all looks good. Good, carry on. Is there a problem here? Ha! I'll go where I want, drink where I want, and say what I please. This synth ale is swill unfit for a tar. Tell this Patak to get me a drink fit for a warrior. And maybe he'll live to see tomorrow. Look, you need to be fighting the Jem'Hadar, not the Bajorans. Fine, I'll let you go for now, but these Bajorans need to show us some respect. Oh, it looks like trouble at the bar. Break it up, come on. Come on, you need to be fighting the Jem'Hadar, not the Bajorans. Look, there is glory to be had elsewhere. Calm it down, please. So check the other checkpoint out. Stand down. I am a Klingon warrior. I will not be panned like an animal. Tell this weakling to step aside, or I will cut his legs out from under him. Look, you need to fight the Jem'Hadar, not the Bajorans. How about you? You want an argument? Stand out. You dishonor the Empire with your actions. If I can find some... Okay, where are these people in need? Uh-oh, this looks like it could be trouble right here. How can I help you, Admiral? What's going on here? My orders are to keep all of our guests, Klingon and Starfleet, out of the residential districts. We're trying to cut down on the disturbances near homes, so anybody who doesn't live there needs authorization from Colonel Kubus to pass beyond this point. Try telling that to the Klingons, though. I'm not trying to cage them. I just want people to be able to live their lives without having to deal with all the chaos right outside their door. I'm... That's perfectly fine, officer. Do me a favour, Admiral. Would you talk to some of them? Convince them to calm down and disperse peacefully. Maybe they'll respect somebody like you, because they certainly aren't listening to us. Yep, sure, I'll do whatever I can to diffuse tensions and calm them down and get them where they need to be going, okay? Look. Petak, you don't get to order me to calm down. I am a Klingon warrior, not some craven Ferengi. Fight the Jem'Hadar, not the Bajorans. You bring dishonor to yourself and the Empire. There is glory to be had elsewhere. Now calm down, all of you. Go back about your business. Let these deputies do what they need to get done. Okay? Go. Calm down. Well, that wasn't fun. Right, let's see what Lieutenant Cav has next. Right, Kev, I've got one of my science officers, one of my medical science officers, ferrying the wounded. She's just about done. I've broken up a lot of the fights, so we should be okay now. Klingons have mostly calmed down. Wonderful! I'm more than happy to have a help from anybody who's willing to lend a hand. For anyone stirring up trouble with the locals is just creating more problems. I'm glad you're here to sort it out. Yep, me too.
I'm here to help.
Okay, what should we do? Contemplating captains or studying soldiers? Captains. We have several holodeck training programs developed for the Advanced Tactical Training Program as an introduction to ground combat against Dominion opponents. This one will pit you up against a changeling. It's unclear whether there's a changeling with the Dominion forces on DS9, but it's always a good idea to be prepared. You can use the holodeck here to run the program. And remember, we have a lot that needs to be done here on Bajor, so choose a combat training program that suits your needs the best. Don't spend all day in a holodeck. Why don't we go for the holodeck for combat simulation against a changeling opponent?
I'm here to help.
Alright. Weapon at the ready. Nice new Dominion weapon. Courtesy of a bunch of Jem'Hadar I just killed. Get this going. Technician, fire up. Ah, there you are. Fire up the Changeling test training program, please. Bring down my bridge crew while you're at it. Right, crew. Weapons out. There's a Changeling here somewhere. I don't like the sound of that. We need to check all these crates for a possible Changeling infiltrator. There's a local quantum stasis field inhibitor. Nope, that one's clear. One over here. You ready? Nope, that one's clear too. Keep your eyes and ears open. You never know. There he is. Get him. Got me. Oh. Where's he gone? Keep firing. Ah!
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
Oh, see.
Enemy targets on sensors.
In the medical field, Tarsi. Got him. Get you in this medical field, Tarsi. Heal up. Yeah, safety's unrestricted, so you've got a little bit of pain. That's it. But we managed it. End simulation. Well, that was enlightening, Lieutenant Cav. As far as we know, there are no changelings with the Force on DS9, but it never hurts to be prepared. I run that program at least once a day. You're a glutton for punishment, and a little bit odd.
I'm here to help.
Okay, so now we have to go against some ships, so let's go for this one. We have several holodeck training programs developed for the advanced tactical training as an introduction to space combat against Dominion opponents. This one will put you against large Jem'Hadar ships, from cruisers to a dreadnought. I know you're on the battle on DS9, but you're going to be facing more Jem'Hadar before we retake the station. You need to be ready for them.
I'm here to help.
Yep, don't worry, I already dealt with a lot of small combat ones, so this shouldn't be a problem. New technician, start the capital ship training program, please. Bring us up to battle stations. Under Tarsi, you have the battle. You have the saucer. We'll deal with these.
Target shield has failed.
Same again, Tarsi. You distract, and then I'll come in for the coup de grace.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target shield has failed.
Using a repulsor beam against us. Okay, are we ready for the dreadnought? How are you doing? Oh, you're not doing so good.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Get this dreadnought then.
Target shield has failed. Hull integrity below 50%. Hull integrity below 75%.
Yeah, we got it. Redock, please, Tarsi. There we go. That worked out nicely. Computer, end simulation. And Cav, that was amusingly fun. Excellent. Someday I might switch to the command track and try to become a ship's commander myself. Until then, the holodeck is enough for me.
I'm here. Do you need something?
Thanks to you, we have everything under control here at the base. You should head out into the city to help the Bajorans. Colonel Kuba's Pole at the militia has been asking for assistance. Find him and he should be able to point you in the right direction. We couldn't have done this without you.
I'm here to help.
Alright, let's go find the Colonel. Colonel?
We have a situation here.
Welcome to Bajor. I wish your visit here could be under better circumstances. This whole Deep Space Nine situation troubles me, and having Starfleet here on Bajor has opened up some old wounds. And letting the Klingons come down too, that's just like dropping a plasma torch into a deuterium tank. What we need to do now is convince people that they're safe and that we have this situation under control.
I agree. I think my best bet would be to try and calm down the protesters, I think.
There are a lot of people here who aren't happy about Starfleet establishing a base here and allowing the KDF to stay as well. Bajorans have always been touchy about outsiders, and the occupation and the Dominion War just made that worse. Now, with the Jem'Hadar in DS9 and you all here on the ground, those old fears are coming back to the surface. There's a protester by the fountain stirring up the crowd. We'll have a riot on our hands if we don't put a stop to it. Talk to him. Don't violate his right to free speech and assembly, but maybe you can convince him that Starfleet isn't the return of the Cardassians.
Alright, let's do that then. Getting lost in the city. Right over here. Here he is. Excuse me? Excuse me.
This is our home!
The Bajoran people will not stand for another hostile occupation. The Cardassians did enough damage to our world. We demand peace, prosperity, and the right to govern ourselves. Just calm, relax. Starfleet does not want to occupy Bajor. So you say. Prove that you don't intend to occupy this planet. We appreciate that you're willing to share this city with us while we coordinate our campaign against the Jem'Hadar.
This is our home!
Many Bajorans were displaced during the occupation. Thousands died in labor camps far from their homes. And life, even if you weren't forced into the camps, life was uncertain. Do you know that when Gul Perek commanded the weapons depot here during the occupation, he executed 15 farmers simply for not displaying the Cardassian banner outside their home? We're already seeing this here. Starfleet and the KDF are taking over this section of the city. Soon Bajorans will be pushed out of their businesses and homes to make more room for the soldiers. This is a temporary arrangement. All Starfleet operations will move back to DS9 once this issue with the Jem'Hadar is settled. So you say. Prove you don't intend to occupy this planet. I mean, that's technically correct, but I think you're missing the bigger picture. Bajor is a beautiful world. We have no wish to harm it.
We will not be slaves!
The Cardassian occupation took everything from Bajor. Our resources were stripped away with no regard for allowing them to replenish for future generations. This planet is nothing but a shell of what it once was.
With careful planning, we can prevent further damage to Bajor, and even reverse some of the long-lasting effects of the occupation.
You may be right, Admiral. I never thought about it that way.
Many of our facilities, including our sickbay and holodecks, are available for use by any Bajoran.
Bajor for Bajorans!
Land wasn't the only thing the Cardassians took from us. They treated us like animals. Thousands lost their lives in medical experiments or were permanently injured through malnutrition and neglect. The Cardassians didn't care if we lived or died. The only thing that mattered was that healthy Bajorans could process more ore.
Our doctors have sworn an oath to do no harm to their patients. They will help anyone who wants to make use of their services.
You may be right, Admiral. I never thought of it that way.
The Bajoran government's stable. They don't need us to tell them what to do.
Bajor for Bajorans!
The Cardassians were able to pit Bajoran against Bajoran by starving us and depriving us of our basic rights. Any small comfort they allowed us as a reward for being their puppets was treated like we'd won a lottery. Neighbour turned against neighbour, and brother reported on families. In the end, many people were labelled as collaborators when all they tried to do was fill their children's empty bellies.
No. The Bajoran people were put in a terrible position. Some were forced to make difficult choices. There's no shame in that. Bajor has a rich cultural heritage.
Bajor for Bajorans!
The first thing Cardassians did during the occupation was try and remove all sense of our cultural identity. When the Cardassians came, our artists and entertainers were forced to work as slaves. The rural way of life that sustained us for countless generations was destroyed with our farmlands. And when the Dejara caste system was abolished, our society was left in a disaster. Artists became soldiers, and soldiers turned into farmers and bakers. We lost knowledge that had been handed down for generations, and the people were left to struggle through life as best they could.
I don't know which one to pick for this one. I mean, the Dejara's an identity system that made discrimination acceptable. That's not good. Like thriving soul reclamation, yeah, but artistic desires can never be destroyed, only suppressed temporarily. Artists will find new ways to create.
You may be right, Admiral. I never thought of it that way.
Bajor has a rich history and its people have repeatedly fought for their rights.
We will not be slaves!
The Bajoran people have been fighting a war so long we no longer know how to live in peace. The Federation rules us now. They may be kinder than the Cardassians, but they're still occupiers. Look at our circle since the occupation. The Circle, the Konmar, the Marquis. Thousands of our young people joined Starfleet to fight the Dominion and the Empire. Our only art now is violence.
The freedom fighters of the past do not deserve to be called terrorists by you today. Thing. Oops.
How dare you! Are you making fun of our society?
Look, the Bajoran religion is a key cultural keystone.
We will not be slaves!
One of the worst side effects of the occupation was the loss of faith among Bajorans. We have followed the teachings of the prophets for thousands of years. During the Cardassian rule, however, our religious leaders were executed and our monasteries were closed. The atrocities that we experienced made it difficult for anyone to believe in the prophets. What's even worse, the emissary allowed the path to the Celestial Temple to be closed during the Dominion War. People turned to the power rates in an attempt to have their prayers answered.
prophets never abandoned Bajor. Speak, and they listen. Look. Above all, we don't want to leave a mark on Bajor. When we leave, we will leave your city as we found it.
This is our home!
Bajor was scarred by the Cardassians who stripped away her bounty. But what was worse was their complete lack of consideration for the environment. The soil, air, and water have all been poisoned. Entire species of flora and fauna have been wiped out or irrevocably damaged. New pests with no natural predators were introduced, and now they're overwhelming natural populations.
Look, we can work together to right many of these wrongs. It will take time, but anything is possible.
You may be right, Admiral. I never thought of it that way.
Look, you all just need to calm down and understand how mad you are, okay? But this is not going to help. Go back to the Colonel. Excuse me. Everything all okay here? Nice weapons. Hey, Colonel, I've dealt with that protester. He's been talked down a bit. Calm down. I heard what some of you had to say to those protesters. Excellent work. I think people will start seeing things your way. Alright. Since I've already spoken to them once, I guess I will petition the prophets. The Vedic Assembly has agreed to allow you access to the Orb of Prophecy and Change.
Well, yeah, I should hope so. I brought it back.
This is a great honor, but it's also a great responsibility. Many people want to know why the prophets didn't intervene to stop the Jem'Hadar from attacking Deep Space Nine. I know that the prophets would never abandon us. They must have a reason for why they didn't act. It's up to you to carry their message back to us. I need to go and accept the Orb of Prophecy and Change into my life. Hello again. O prophets. Why have the prophets seen fit to return the Jem'Hadar to this time and place?
You are not grateful. We saved Bajor at the Cisco's insistence. It cost him dearly.
We moved the fleet, but we needed to put it back.
A hand that remains closed
ceases to be a hand.
The fleet needs to exist, as you must return.
Wow. Deep. Thank you, prophets. Okay, Colonel, I have some bad news. You should feel blessed. The prophets don't speak to everyone. I have faith in their plan for Bajor. You are an important part of that plan.
Peace and quiet. That's what we need.
Commander Achabe needs your help with communications. Go see her and she can give you the details. Before I go, Colonel, I just need to know something. Why are people upset by our arrival? Our world has changed more in the past 50 years than it did in the 500 years before it. The end of the occupation, the return of the emissary, the Dominion War, joining the Federation, the Undine, the war with the Klingons. Bajor is a different planet now. Some would say it has changed too much. Well, thank you for that honest assessment, Colonel. Sweet. Okay, Commander, I hear you have some communication issues. Anything Gus or the Tempest Edax reroom can help with? Is there anything else that needs to be done?
I have new orders for you.
We've managed to set up a subspace relay outside in the courtyard. I need you to try and pick up any transmissions coming from Deep Space Nine. We need intel. Anything we can learn about the state of things on the station will help. Okay.
I have new orders for you.
Get to it then. Yes, this is the subspace relay. Hello. What do you want?
Why are you here?
This is my sanctuary. I come here every day for a few moments before I go home. It's the only time I truly have to myself. I have 3 young children and a business to run. So even when I'm home, there's always some work that needs my attention or something that needs to be done. I love my family, but sometimes I just need to be in a quiet place.
What's special about this place?
My family has lived in Hathon for more than 2 centuries. My great-great-grandfather was the head man here when this tree was planted. Hathon was just a little village then. It has grown as the tree grew. When I come here, I feel the presence of everyone I love around me, even those who are gone. Someday I want my grandchildren to visit this tree. I hope it has the same meaning to them as it does to me.
Well, you know what? Thank you for sharing that with us. I hope so too.
If you'll please excuse me. Quite an impressive tree, though. Let's scan these subspace frequencies. Let's start off on the megahertz band. We'll start off at the base. Okay, nothing on 0.5, which I'm not surprised. That's very, very low. That's 500 kilohertz, which is basically 10 times electrical power. It's sort of a kind of sound. Now let's raise the scan frequency. 48 megahertz. No. 97.1. Well, they may get some local DJs, but here in Atlanta they'll get the river. I think it is. Or is it Daverham? It's some kind of radio station. 97.1 megahertz is a radio station frequency. Oh, we got something at 145.4.
Accessing Dabo with Lita. Do you want to proceed? Let's try it.
Davo!
Nope. Okay. Increase. 193, nothing. 242, nothing. 290.3, nothing. 338, nothing. 386, nothing. 435, nothing. 483, nothing. 531.8 megahertz signal detected. Accessing ops. Do you wish to proceed? I don't know. Let's initiate communications.
Who is this?
Oh, shit. No. Write that down. Oh, that's the ops frequency at present. Scan up. .6 signal detected. Accessing replicator network 47. Do you wish to proceed? Would you like iced frappuccino or hot, sweet or with cream? Please specify your preferences before replicating, and remember to recycle your mug. Oh, we're not having much luck with these frequencies, are we? Nothing on the megahertz band. Let's go to gigahertz. Something at 96.6.5. Accessing Niners. Do you wish to proceed? Sure. Welcome to Niners Sweets and Treats remote ordering system. Would you like to order a Jumja stick delivery? Great. You never know what you might find, but let's lower the scan frequency down, since we can't increase it. Or 83.5 gigahertz. Accessing Bashir 62. Do you wish to proceed? That sounds like sure. Vic's Las Vegas Lounge. Nah, Vic ain't here right now. He's playing golf with Dean and Sammy. Do you want to leave a message? No. Okay. Go down. 242. Accessing security office. Do you wish to proceed? Access denied. Well, security office, we could only hope, we could have shut it down. Lower it down some. Nothing on the gigahertz then. Let's move to terahertz. Increase. Something at 193.7. Accessing Temple Data Network. Do you wish to proceed? Maybe we can get into the religious through the temple on the promenade. Temple services are every day at 10 and 1800 hours. If you wish to speak to a Ranjan, please remain on the line and one will be with you shortly. Now, we're not having much luck. Go up. .1. Accessing Quarks. Do you wish to proceed? Sure.
To access Quark's delivery menu, press 1 now. There will be a surcharge for all changed or cancelled orders, and gratuity charge will be added to all orders. If you wish to speak to a waiter, please stay on the line. There will be a small convenience charge for access. If you wish to disconnect now, a small penalty fee will be applied to your account.
Nope. Nooping out of that. Increase. 676.7. Please stand by.
Hey, who is this? How did you find this channel?
Wait. Don't terminate this communication. I'm a friend.
All right. I know you. I recognize you from earlier. You were trying to help that Deferi ambassador get a holosuite appointment. I like your style. I'm Hadron, the bartender at Quark's. This is my alternate subspace communications channel. I use it for business matters. Legal, legitimate business. Sometimes I don't want Curland and Company listening in on my dealings, but that doesn't make them any less legitimate.
Look, I don't care. Can you tell me anything about the Jem'Hadar on the station?
They're terrible for business. There are lots of them. They're mean. They don't eat or drink, and they brought Ketracel White with them. The water with them has been in once or twice. Always orders berries, never talks, and never pays. My profits are going down the drain. Hey, you are planning on coming back, right? Bringing the fleet to kick out those guys. I need actual paying customers. I'll even give a discount on all drinks for the first hour after the station is reclaimed. Top shelf drinks excluded, of course.
We are taking Deep Space Nine back, but we need your help.
Oh, right. The Jem'Hadar Alpha is named Turrican. He's a real tough customer. The biggest and the meanest one of them all. He's got a water with him. Her name is Loris. She's tough, but she hasn't gone out of her way to make our lives miserable. She's allowing those of us who didn't evacuate to stay, but only if we toe the line and don't give the Jem'Hadar any trouble. Honestly, how is a businessman supposed to make a living like this? The weird part is, they still think the Dominion War is still going on. I heard Loris and Kurrikan talking. They expected an entire Dominion fleet to be here, waiting for them, and a changeling to be in charge. It's crazy. They've been hauling people in for questioning, and teams of Jem'Hadar have been tearing the station apart looking for this changeling captain. What happened to these guys? They get stuck in a black hole for 30 years?
It's entirely possible. Thank you for your help, Hadron, but we'll return there as soon as possible. But you just need to hold on just a little bit longer. Good news. That's an interesting development. I'll keep it in touch with Hadron. Maybe he can get more information to us. Maybe indeed.
I have new orders for you.
The Dominion are looking for a founder, and they think the war is still going on. We need to clear this confusion pronto. Maybe they'll be willing to leave the station peacefully if we convince them that the war has been over for decades. I think we're ready to contact DS9 and try to talk to the leaders of the fleet. I want you to be our contact. Captain Kurland will link in and assist you during the negotiations. Okay, we have to go to the militia headquarters. I think that may be a more appropriate place. Colonel? Colonel? We may have some clues to what's going on. I'm just going to, if you don't mind, use your terminal and your large view screen. I'd like you here with me as a representative of the Bajorans in this. Of course. I'll be right here if needed.
Alright, thank you. Excuse me, Chief. Get me a comlink to Deep Space 9.
Hail Deep Space Nine, but let me do the talking. I know you could handle us alone, Admiral. This is my station. It's my responsibility to try and get it back.
Fine, Curland. Whatever. Hail Deep Space 9.
Hailing Deep Space Nine on an encrypted channel. Putting it on screen now.
Who is this? What do you want?
Let's not be so hasty, Karukan. They obviously went to a great deal of trouble to contact us. I am Loris of the Dominion, temporary governor of Deep Space Nine. How can I help you?
Thank you for agreeing to talk, Loris. I am Captain James Kurland of the Federation Space Station Deep Space Nine. It is my hope that we can find a peaceful resolution to this conflict.
Of course, Captain. You want your station back. But this is a war, and your station is my prize.
I know this will be hard for you to accept, but there is no war. It's been over for decades. Your fleet was diverted when you attempted to pass through the wormhole. The Prophets... There is a great deal we have to explain, but please understand, we are not your enemies.
I am not a fool, Captain. We have reviewed the records in DS9's databanks. Why should I believe this fantasy of prophets and time travel? Show me proof that what you say is true.
Loris, I asked Admiral Ludd of the USS Tempest Red Room to join us today. Admiral, can you please step in here? Our esteemed board would like some proof to back our position. Okay. I'd like to show you the records from the end of the Dominion War. These are the video records of what happened in the Dominion War after your fleet disappeared. I think reviewing them might be helpful.
The Dominion War continued after a combined Starfleet and Klingon force retook DS9. When the Romulans entered the war on our side, things began to turn. The Dominion recruited the Breen to their cause, but the disease that was attacking the Founders put them on the defensive. They ultimately retreated out of most of the Alpha Quadrant, creating a defense perimeter in Cardassian space. Soon after, a Cardassian official named Damar led a rebellion on Cardassia Prime, breaking the standoff. The Dominion was forced to surrender.
Do not try to deceive me. That cannot be what happened. Why should I believe these recordings are real?
Admiral, how do you think we should assuage Loris's feelings of doubt? I don't know, should we... Do you want to prove the authenticity of the historical records, or... Yeah, let's just prove the authenticity of them.
You make a persuasive argument. But I'm not completely convinced. Historical records can be interpreted in many ways. You may be using evidence that supports your premise, and ignoring anything that does not.
It seems to have left us at an impasse. Is there anything we can do to convince you to leave DS9 peacefully?
Enough! I will consider your arguments carefully, but you must understand that I am under orders as well. The Founders gave me specific instructions before I left the Gamma Quadrant. I accept that may have been many years ago. Nevertheless, mere time cannot countermand the commands of the gods. We are attempting to contact the Dominion in the Gamma Quadrant. As of yet, we have been unsuccessful. Until I speak to a Founder and receive new orders, we will remain here. Deep Space Nine belongs to the Dominion.
Well, that was depressing, wasn't it, Colonel? I guess Captain Curlin's not as good a diplomat as he thought he was. Let me see what Commander Chabez needs, and I'll be back. Or hopefully not. Either way, be safe. Commander? Thank you for all your assistance. Now we know more about the current situation of DS9, we can decide how best to take a tactical advantage. There's only one end to the scenario, Admiral. We retake DS9. There is no other acceptable alternative. Couldn't have said it better myself. And I think we're going to go for the armor, so let's collect that.
I have new orders for you.
There you go, and that. I think I'll join this lady in enjoying the contemplation of this tree. That about does it for this episode, episode 44. We've tried our best to prepare Bajor and the people here for future conflict. We found an ally in Hadron, the bartender at Quark's. Meanwhile, the Jem'Hadar fleet there seems to think that it is still the middle of the Dominion War. That they must take DS9 in the name of the Dominion to win the war they lost 30 years earlier. And if you don't want to be a loser like them, I'm sure you'll hit the like button. And subscribe if you haven't already. Because that's what winners do. But we'll see you next time for more in the exciting adventures of Lobsang Blood. But until next time, take care, be safe, live long, and prosper.